impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even... This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case... Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky. But even if we can't take any, we can... Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora! It's like a dream come true! Oh, right! Back to business. It's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is...
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that if it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have taken me a whole... Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the...
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and the time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way, we now come to my favorite part. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes, look...
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't... When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcome. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a Harbinger lies in crossing...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, fighting talk, I love it. Now This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with a Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint.
This is long overdue.
Order guide you.
Try this.
Stabilize. Stabilize.
Celestial Voyager. Not bad. Careful now. You've made some progress. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. You've got some skills.
I swear by my sword! Horn of
Something
Ice
else
is
catch your
lost.
eye? All you do is run. I'll crush you. Gotcha.
Con Novite, con tu ship. Ahí le tienes.
Solidify.
Gotcha.
Gather.
Feel the beat! Yeah.
No use hiding back there. Gotcha. You've got some
Solidify.
skills.
No, no, de tu energía.
Gotcha.
No touching. Next on the agenda. Next on the agenda.
Estate ya quieto, pesado.
I'll crush you.
Gather.
Ah, odio cuando se pone el escudo. Y ahora se va a transformar otra vez, Dios. Ah, que me ha pegado, pero si le he ganado yo. Si le he ganado, ¿por qué me va a pegar?
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
Eso es Ningguan. Eso tiene... Es Zolli. Ha aparecido Zolli, ¿verdad? Ah, no.
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected.
¿Pero qué hace?
Well then, I'll be taking more Axis Gnosis now.
Vaya.
I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Madre mía. Armadura. Madre mía.
Not bad.
Su transformación.
But this is going to cost you.
No me gusta. Está muy chetado este bicho.
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
Perfecto.
We didn't take it!
Vale. Puedes cargar la boca. Te está reventando, tío.
Stabilize.
Madre mía.
over. We're way behind schedule.
Pues gancho. Ah, y se salió de ahí encima. La ballena. Da eso.
Stabilize!
Feel the beat!
Die.
Es su ataque final. Está muy chetado.
Born of ice and frost.
Mezclar los dos tipos encima eléctrico y agua. Necesito que saques tu por favor.
No touching. Barbados, guide us.
Pero se me ha matado un golpe.
Mondstadt.
¿Cómo eres tan sinvergüenza?
Feel the beat.
Ay, Dios, la vida. Está fuerte el amigo, ¿eh? Madre mía, chaval. Por suerte aquí tengo comida.
Gather!
Ay,
Die.
otra vez. Fallaste.
Next on the agenda.
Que vengan yo. Aquí.
Next on the agenda.
Solidify!
Vale, vale, vale. A ver, cuando llegues aquí ya habrás subido mucho los personajes y todo.
Feel the beat. Amp it up.
So you went.
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Well then, time to cool off.
Sí, ahora quiere que nos
It
calmemos.
seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Qué mal me
Your
cae
show of
Mobile.
ability today far surpasses that of Senora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eye. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess this battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend. Even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Madre mía, me recuerda a
Pretty
Vegeta,
sure
tío.
that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end. Given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest work. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children...
So what are you planning to...
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
No, no hagas eso.
A god?
Que es el Kraken.
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the...
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are sigils of permit... Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no... Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but...
Aquí está lo difícil. Esta es la verdadera batalla.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast.
Sí, este es el Kraken.
What's going on?
Ahí está. Tiene como cabezas, vaya. Está guapo. Mira cómo hacen ahí publicidad de Paimon. Paimon, la mejor compañera de viaje. Qué grandes. Vamos en las hostias. Madre mía.
Paimon's exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House,
Es la
we
mejor, eso es
really
verdad.
wouldn't have known which way to go. Do we make it in time? Is the Overlord of...
What
Mira
are
que está
you
ahí.
doing here?
Xiao, xiao.
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fight...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Mira los adeptos, qué bonitos son animales algunos.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So, just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy. Even...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
Mira que aquí.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against...
Xiao.
So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together.
What? But all of you were supposed to...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would...
I suppose this is one blessing. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Qué mujer, ninguna.
Yep.
Las ballestas ha creado. Se van a iniciar las ballestas. Fatui.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong ballista!
Mira que aquí. Bueno, ahora tocará defender la ballesta, supongo.
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Los Fatui son muy pesados, sí, yo también los quiero. Estás quieto, gordo. ¿Dónde hay más?
Next on the agenda.
Que estos no.
Next on the agenda. No touching.
This is order. Solidified.
We're way behind schedule.
Está lloviendo. Tengo el clima a favor. Vamos a algo.
Next on the agenda.
That is Osial's divine power.
No.
Very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Pero
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
I will stay right there. Let's not waste time.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't help!
My contract goes unfulfilled.
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
madre mía, tío.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Karst! Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Hago más daño. Sí. O eso tiene menos vida ellos, es imposible.
Flash frost. Not breaking a sweat.
This is order.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
Ganya es un adeptus, por eso suben.
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
Te lo dan todos.
We're
Mira,
going too fast!
van más rápido. Qué chulo. Con el poder deseado.
Next on the agenda...
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Le están dando todos sus poderes. Qué brutal, chaval.
My duty.
Access denied.
Order guide you.
Next on the agenda... Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak!
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Over here!
Looks like I...
No touching!
Order guide you.
Next on the agenda... Blaze over!
Me tengo que ir rápido. Madre mía, tremenda pelea.
Blink! We're way behind schedule.
Anywhere.
Over here!
This should be fun. Time to fulfill my duty.
Let me...
Fuera. Vale, más allí.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace!
Está súper chulo porque llevas muchísimo poder de todos los adeptos. O sea, cuando está destrozando...
Next on the agenda...
Le decapitó.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
Ojalá te toque en su ganes.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Madre de Dios, ¿qué hace? Hombre, no.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Minuto final, chaval. A ver qué pasa ahora. Porque aquí todavía nadie ha dicho que Zolli sea Dios y lo tienen que decir.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside... At first, it was only the size of a small room. But with continued it is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovabilist. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is this. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city in each...
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each past... I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world. But I dared not speak.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the four... The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock. To be...
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so...
I apologize for appearing in full armor.
I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just...
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their... When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks, and thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary, although their blood is weak. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends. Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get... Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less right of...
Vaya, vamos a ver a Zolli.
Parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Es una bebé totalmente. Como tú. Valdemona.
Is there anything I can do for you two? I'm afraid that Wangshen Funeral Parlor isn't in the best state to
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Gold. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this, we had better go and make sure that...
Me encanta Paimon cuidando a la gente. Sí, tengo moquitos.
Bang! Fun. And with that, the fate of the Goomba.
está acabando ya el modo historia. Me da tristeza.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could... So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit...
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou...
No, hombre, no, Zoli, ¿qué haces?
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chiao? No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the...
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and split...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes.
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter it. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under...
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that the Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Senora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as all the while I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue. in this mortal form. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my...
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon, Liyue would...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
Se ríen de él.
Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Ya tiene el poder de los dioses.
Is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless... My agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo-Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa, you uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Creo que la que llaman Lazarina es la hermana del protagonista. Bueno, en tu caso el hermano, porque está con los malos, entonces creo que se queda ahí. O eso, o es la que se le lleva al principio del juego. Pues no sé qué más me queda de la historia, pero muy F lo de Zolli.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Crumble!
Pues yo por ahí. No, hostia, ese final, eso de que Zolli entregue las cosas así porque sí, no me gusta.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000...
Yes, and to think that this happened right up...
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our...
Now that you mention it, that's very... I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked black... Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do...
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting... So Rex Lapis is really... Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think. I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think...
The Fatui?
La cosa rosada.
They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their...
Hear ye all! Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was having been thwarted in his trial. Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Es super mono. Era de un evento que te lo daban como mascota.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chising's announcement said. So that's how they're something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his... Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting... Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something? Are they speaking?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to...
3,700 years of contract.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by...
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking...
Enamorada de Kechi.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contract?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Miradita.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Chising always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Esa te tira ficha.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Qué mono es el pobre. Esta es la que te tira fichas.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you... But it seems as if those perfumes really were meant to be... Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
Mira la tira fichas. Es espectacular, o sea... Madre mía.
Ah, Rex Lapis. Rex Lapis.
No, ojalá.
Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis.
¿Quién más tengo que hablar?
As for the mortals and Adepti of Liyue...
Busca Zorli. Joder, otra vez. 2 libros, tío. Ah, sí, está aquí. Hey, soy Zorli. ¿Y tú también? ¿Cómo tú por aquí?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Paimon regañando es adorable.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down... Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-rate...
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
Me encanta Paimon.
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the Mora... When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also, the Archon Morax, could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could. No matter... I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma... Yes. The nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that... Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, this is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Eso que habla, lo que llama visiones, son las, por decirlo así, joyas que llevan todos los personajes del juego.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the...
They want to seize visions? But why? Aren't visions blessed?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It's the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of: 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui. Ha! Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. if it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger. I'm certain. All right then. Was there anything else? Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that That said, the reason why the Chiseng were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask? Have you ever... All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.
Se acabó. Pues ya me acaba la historia. Soy tú. Doble Zolli. Qué sad. Le voy a echar de menos. Mira, justo. Vaya, la lanza que tengo con Shaolin F. Bueno, mañana me haré esa misión entonces, supongo. Vaya. Me he quedado cerquita de subir de nivel, por lo menos. Ahora. Nah, a ver, es difícil que me salga siempre todo bueno. Ojalá. Vale, ya sé por qué me sale esto. Ahí está. Mira, su misión la ganaré. Desbloquear la misión de Zolli y la de Ganjo. Pero también sobre la fábula de textiles, atún, ratón de biblioteca, espadachín. Ay, esa me la dejé en medias. Era la misión de Shinkyu. Tú y tu amor por Novail. Me encanta. Voy a ir a ver a la Catherine de aquí. Sí, tengo muchas secundarias por hacer. Tengo misiones secundarias y misiones legendarias. Así que ahora que ya me he acabado el modo historia, me puedo poner a hacerme esas. Es mi amor, te súper bien. A ver, yo no te lo prohíbo, puedes shipear lo que tú quieras.
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly?
¿Esto es el modo nuevo?
Is that so? Apart from your own skills, another person to count on is always good after all. But recruiting such dependable companions is no easy matter, is it?
mala gente el Novail.
Yep, and it's even harder to get a gun.
Ah, yes. I do have some information that may be of help to you.
Le da igual todo.
Let me consult our records. Ah, there it is. There's been a certain blonde stranger who arrived.
Blonde. Dresses all funny. It feels like Paimon's heard this one before. Wait, do you mean... Does that stranger's face look anything like him?
Hmm? Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different. This stranger is a very tall man.
Seriously? How does this ever...
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything about the relationship between him and Mr. Kaya. Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're interested. After all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy to accept a fellow and should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are the Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city. Well, as to further news about him, he stands guard at the city gate, so he may know some. I wish you every success.
Gracias, amiga. ¿Quién coño eres este pibe? Vamos a ver quién es. A ver. Vamos a buscarle. Hey, pana.
Honorary knight is something a stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found... I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such... As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean...
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact... Anyways... Oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while. You should go ask him. Maybe...
Mami, me van a hacer recorrerme todo el mundo para ir hablando de pibe, verás. Uy, me lo voy a mirar sin querer.
What? You need something? Here, I remember him. He showed up with... Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found drinking at the Angel ship. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
The Angel share? Well, Master Diluc... Anyway,
va a salir de Locke. Va a salir de Locke. Que no quiero hablar contigo, quita, hombre. Que me deje en paz. Que quiero entrar. No está Diluc, no. Ahora quiero llorar. No está Diluc.
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger?
That I have. He even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and mixes.
And what's Master Diluc?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the connoisseur.
Investigating everything as always. Guess that...
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday. So there's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go to the second.
Tengo que esperar a que salga de noche.
I can't give up my friend. Why, adventure?
Even if you are a
Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you
He's really here? What?
¿Pero dónde coño está?
I can't give up.
intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? What? Well, that's as good a reason as any. Sit down over there, then.
So, guess we've broken...
Paimon con su sinceridad.
That little one beside you.
En mi comida de emergencia.
We're the best of friends!
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
He was so cold just a moment before.
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment. That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
Ah, thank you. Now, as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now. The answer to a question says nothing. I only wish to know what your choices are. Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question. Is that your answer? Question number... Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity? So that's your answer? Now for my This world has people who gained visions. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So, this is... It seems that you're different from her. I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your... That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose... Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which the Order... I have come to Mondstadt this time, while on the trail of an
Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being. One that commands the Abyss Mages.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting. We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order.
There's some reason behind that. It's possible that they may have been under orders to redirect your...
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us.
That manner, it's just like hers.
Está hablando de la hermana.
Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about the Abyss will be answered there.
Está hablando de la hermana. Bueno, en tu caso sería del hermano. No me gusta un pelo este tío. Vale, estoy jugando con una mano y eso es horrible. Sí, tiene pinta de ser peligroso aquí el amigo, ¿eh? No me gusta un pelo. No me gusta un pelo. ¿El qué? ¿Lo de jugar con una mano? Sí, era porque me estaba rascando el brazo. Ya estoy con las dos manos. ¿Dónde está este guacho? ¡Ey! Hola, guacho.
This abandoned temple does bear the Falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does not but hover under the light of the...
Me da muy mal rollo este tío, Me gusta un pelo. Pero... ¿en qué quedamos? Tengo que entrar, tengo que irme... Me cago en la puta. Esto broma lo de nivel recomendado 28. Espero que sea broma. No. Como me gusta jugar con una mano, es imposible. Es horrible, es horrible. Sí, a mí no me da confianza ninguna este tío, ¿sabes?
The sense of the abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Además, normalmente puedes
Paimon wonders what the abyss trolls look like. Do they look something like the abyss mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
No me gusta nada este men. ¿Quién queda? Ah. Pero si no hay nadie, ¿no? No entiendo nada. Dios, si hay... What the fuck, gancho de lobo por mí. Sí, tiene pinta, ¿eh?
I will have order.
Next on the agenda.
Oh vaya, habéis muerto todos, qué lástima. ¿Por qué hay ganchos de lobo aquí? Uy, que me quemo. Sin escudo no son tan preocupantes. Mira, anda, dos juntitos.
Access denied.
Joderos. ¿Pero qué les pasa con los ganchos de lobo?
All hail. Access denied.
Que me deje ya en paz, pesado.
This is order.
Feel the beat.
Just a few Abyss mages? Seems like that herald might have already left the Abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a mirage. That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, and the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow.
You seem to know a lot about the...
Well, we do have some history. I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom. Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the Terra. Perhaps we may find our Abyss head.
Hombre, normal. Si no paran de dejarse... Si no paran de dejarse ganchos de lobo. Como para no ir para allá. Aquí no hay ningún cofre, nada, ¿no? No me estoy dejando cofres. No. Vale, venga, va. Va. Tengo que ir al reino de los lobos ahora. Ok. Pues venga, vamos al reino de los lobos, fiesta. ¿Qué tal has pasado hoy el día? Estás cansadita ahora.
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dane's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him.
¿Qué canción es?
Lord of Wolvendom, Great Wolf King of the North.
Pues no he hecho mucho, la verdad. En plan, me desperté bastante pronto. Me costó quedarme
Sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here only.
Con los perros y entrenando y eso.
No, nor does it know me.
¿Pero este pavo?
I only know these things because a previous traveling companion of mine once wanted to hear its story.
Que aproveche entonces.
All right, let's go see if that abyss hair.
Well, where do we begin?
Indeed. See that? Floating above the flames? Knowing what I do of the Order's habits, they've probably left similar...
Oh Dios, 100 y pico metros. 100 y pico metros, joder. Mira, más cerquita, macho.
Do you think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kinda scary. Let's beat them up first.
Los tamales que los preparan tu casa. Tu papá, tú.
We're way behind schedule. I can fix this. I swear by my sword. Access denied.
¿Cómo se llama la canción?
Whew, that's that. Let's go check out that bonfire. Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the abyss.
Me gusta eso de que llores, ¿eh? ¿Quién hacía los tamales en tu casa? ¿Quién los prepara? Y aparte que cómo se llama la canción. No pasa nada. Estoy hablando muy bajito.
And there's another one of those bonfire spells. Looks like the abyss really has been around here. Yikes! Where do these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick!
For Rex Lapis!
Solidified!
Time to rock!
Ahí vale, perfecto. Que además creo que me lo contaste lo de tu tía. ¿Y a quién le salen mejor? ¿A quién le quedan más buenos? Ay, bueno, luego me lo dices por WhatsApp si no.
Have you finished searching? I searched around these parts and found, but they were left behind by abyss mages. And there, it seems that even an abyss herald would not. We should leave as well. If there's anything praiseworthy about that old wolf.
But now we're out of leads.
No. There is. Let's get a move on then. I'll wait for you at Storm Terror's lair.
Ay, qué guay lo de tu tía. ¿Pero está en un restaurante o por su cuenta?
I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis.
Ya no los hace.
When you came, this place was known as Storm Terror's lair. But I suppose that this place is more lair than Storm Terror at this point. In fact, if my memory serves, this ruin has had... The first time I laid eyes upon the ruins of old Mondstadt, the Dragon of the East had yet to fall.
Huh? But Paimon remembers that Dvalin first got in trouble hundreds of years ago.
Don't think too much about it. Do you remember the light actuators that once sealed this ruin? If the Abyss Order is interested in this location, then they will not neglect those mechanisms. Let's go see what the situation is at those light actuators.
Si le va bien, yo me alegro mucho. Ah, bueno. Si le da pereza, entonces lo entiendo. ¿Han visto lo que ha dicho ese tío? Se supone que tiene cientos de años el hombre este. Enamorada de los tamales. Me encanta. Qué bebé eres.
There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
Born of ice and frost. We're way behind schedule.
Access denied.
Blaze over.
Tú fuera. Tú eres muy molesto, tío. Los 12 cosas que llevan.
Access denied.
Pero bueno, que me matan.
Barbados, got this. We're way behind schedule. Next time.
Power core! Amp it up!
Next on the agenda, access denied.
This is order. Solidify.
Oh, so in the end, we still couldn't find that Abyss Herald.
Las pasas, lo
Bummer.
siento. Odio las pasas.
I wouldn't call not having to gaze upon such a creature a shame exactly. Still,
No, you're right.
how good it would be if all perils one encounters in their journeys could simply be solved by going around them. Once upon a time, yes. I simply have
You know, Dane, you keep talking about that verse and this and that. Where are they now, anyway?
She no longer travels. I'm afraid that traveling can be too exhausting at times.
Oh, is that how it is? Well, why are you...
I still have some things left unfinished. Once they are done,
Yep! And it's good to have a home to come back to, isn't it? We camp out a lot when we travel.
Bien pasas, yo te las regalo, pero yo no las quiero.
Hey! Once you find your sibling, we should find a place to stay too, shouldn't we? Mondstadt's Fisherman's Toast is pretty tasty. Either way, we should settle down in a place where there's good food.
home.
Debe ser raro el sabor, sí, todo junto.
Well, it won't be too late to think about where you stay once your journey reaches its end. While you're still traveling, you should...
Huh? What's familiar?
A familiar feeling, you say? It could be someone you know well. Or perhaps a monster. Whichever it is, we should see it for ourselves. We can reach the top of that cliff from over there.
Oh, Dane moves really fast, doesn't he? Let's use that wind current nearby to catch up.
Can you still sense that familiar feeling that you spoke of?
But it doesn't feel like there's anything...
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about this place.
No tiene pinta.
It doesn't look any different from the last time I was here. My traveling companion brought me here on our previous journey.
¿Con quién viajaba?
So, Dane, what about you? What's your
¿Quién
favorite
viajaba
place?
este hombre?
Me? I no longer remember. I merely followed that person around on that journey. That's all there was to... Huh? A ruin guard's footprint. A ruin guard was wandering around here? No peace to be found, even for a single dandelion.
¿Pero qué le pasa? ¿Qué está...? Es su hermana.
What's gotten into you? You were just spacing out. Huh? You mean your sister? But how could that be? You only touched that dandelion for a sec.
Perhaps that dandelion bears some sort of scent that only you recognize. As for why, has it perhaps experienced something related to you?
You're saying some real confusing stuff.
Do not rush. Vexation and anxiety are the enemy of rational thought. Your journey has... At least you now know that she is still on this world. At this time, the most important thing is the journey. Yes, and this is something you must keep in mind as the meaning behind your journey. May you find your kin at the end of that journey. Well then, let us part ways here for now.
Huh? You're leaving?
Only for now. Don't worry. We will meet again. After all, I did take 500 mora and those 3 answers you gave me.
Y se va. Sad. Qué triste. No me gustan estas cosas, Ahora me siento raro, sí. Y se marcha. Y a su barco lo tomó. Sí, verdad, tal cual eso he hecho, Hasta aquí mi amigo el bichur. No. Pues yo con tu permiso, señorita, voy a cortar el directo y me voy a meter en la cama. Me quedan 1000 puntos solo para subir de nivel. Y el nivel de amistad, a ver qué tal va. Ahí lo tengo casi entero ya. Con Zali y con Shin-chan. Me queda súper poquito. princesita. Ahora la